Hello YouTube, this is Quantem Fear and welcome to another one of my videos. This is a silver match on FireBase Rio using the Turian Sentinal, and the weapon I'm using is the M8 Avenger. So let's get this going and you can see what happens. So here we are at the beginning. FireBase Rio is not really one of my favorite maps. I mean, it looks great, but I don't know. I have a hard time with the fact that basically you're stuck in this middle section pretty much the whole time, and I don't know. Just it kind of bugs me for some reason. We are going up against Geth here, which isn't too bad. I'm actually pretty happy about that, considering that I have Overload, which is crazy useful with these guys. I do not have Disruptor rounds because this was a random enemy, so I just go about laying into everybody. In the beginning, I mean, I had been playing bronze matches before my friend who's with me on this map got a hold of me and wanted to play. So I'm still kind of in those habits of running off on my own. It's not until a little later that I really remember that I gotta stay put and support opposed to run off. So see this rocket trooper right here and try to use overload on him, and this is really, it shows you the difference between overload and some of the other powers, because overload is a direct shot. It goes straight at them, so unless you have a clear shot, you're really not going to hit them. Not like with warp or incinerate. Well, actually, you can actually curve around corners, which is actually really handy to get those to. Because a lot of times when you curve around a corner like that, they knock themselves out of. They're knocked out of cover. You can just have at them without really any issue. A funny kind of issue I have with the Vorcha is less of an issue, more like something that happens. A lot of them have flamethrowers, which look exactly like the way Geth Pyro troopers attack. So I get very confused. Like when I first start, like every time I play with a Vorcha for like the first couple of rounds, when I suddenly see a tongue of flame just shooting by my head. And usually I'll end up jerking back and trying to shoot him, because suddenly I like think there's a if I'm playing a Geth anyway, there's a Geth behind me. So it's kind of funny. So again, I'm using the M8 Avenger on this map. I'm trying to rack up points for the challenge, and I believe it's during this match that I realized that I need something a little heavier. If we're going to be doing silver, and so I end up switching to I believe the Striker after this, because I do know I have to work on their the challenge, you know, because I also have to do that, and then there's a couple others. Problem is with the getting the assault rifle challenge is that I don't actually have access to all the assault rifles that let me do that. And I get hung up right there, which is kind of a pain. Give me a sec. So I'm trying to revive him. Get Hope Shadow down there. I'm here. And a lot of people will go through just about anything too. At least the people I play with, anyway. They'll tend to, when you're down and you're like, and we're talking on the headset, you'll go through quite a lot just to get us, you know, to get in you. If right up to the point where they'll ignore other people, or they'll ignore other enemies and just go and run right up at you. I always felt that when you're resurrected, you should get a little bit of like a invincibility, like a couple seconds, so that you can get up and get going before they start crowding and killing you, which is very simple for them to do, to be honest. This part's kind of funny. Normally when they yell out, hey, there's a mission, I run right to the mission, whether it's escort, upload, or whatever, and I don't worry about it. But I actually have a hard time getting there the first couple of minutes because there's so many people on my way. So I actually have to work my way around. And I think this is a time where we basically fight our way straight through a whole horde of guys. And then, you know, we're pretty happy when we finally get there. Sometimes you're lucky and like you kind of go around a corner and there's just nobody there, and you just kind of stand in the upload circle so that the drone keeps moving. So it seems it's like sometimes that drone just does not want to move quickly, or it takes a pass that you're just like it forces you to go right past like a bunch of primes or atlases, and you're just like, oh my god, such a pain in the butt. But luckily, this group of people they're paying attention. And so we actually, all four of us are in the upload area, getting the upload points, and just doing what we do. And I go down there. What got me? It's like a bomber. Those bombers aren't much fun. Nope, it was a trooper. Troopers aren't much fun. Rocket troopers aren't much fun either. Looking forward to getting some ammo, and for whatever reason, I guess I got there when two other people got there just a few seconds before I did, and so there was no actual ammo to be had. I was not happy, to say the least. But I am very liberal with my thermal clip hold though, so I'm not too worried, but I'm willing to use those. I have several hundred of them stored up from when I wasn't using them, because I don't like using them when I'm in like bronze. So you doing silver and gold and such, I tend to go through them a lot, well, at all, so but a much faster rate.
Enemies approaching. Contact. Team member offline.
So that my teammate there did something kind of weird that I honestly, I'm kind of curious as to why. They, when you go down, you really want to give your teammates, unless you're going to get stepped on anyway and executed, you want to give your teammates all the time you can before using your first aid. It saves you having to use it, and everybody, you know, you can get points for it. Obviously, like back over there, if someone's about to step on you, then by all means. But really, give the guys time to do it, especially in ones silver and gold. To when you may need. I mean, you only carry up to 10 of these. You know, that's if you're fully upgraded. You know, you start with like only being able to use 3, so you really want to save them for when you really need them, not, you know, just because you don't want to lay down for a bit. At least in my opinion, anyway. You know, I guess anybody can play the way they really want.
I'm hit! Mission accomplished. Hostiles neutralized. Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload. Bogeys incoming.
Geth Bombers, those are one of the new ones that came out with the latest DLC package. They are so obnoxiously annoying. If you don't know what they're that floating drone thing right there, and they tend to hover at the face level for a while, but when they shoot up, they pass over you and, you know, drop a bunch of grenades. Which, if you don't get your butt out of there fast enough, you know, you're surrounded by grenades, and so you take the, you know, all the relevant damage. They are so annoying, and they move around so quick. You really, I tend to have to make sure I use some sort of area effect thing. I don't think I could hit it with a sniper rifle, so I tried. Well, I'm not terribly good at sniper rifles, so maybe that's not a surprise. Another Prime here, gotta take him out. Primes, all the big ones, Primes, Banshees, and not even Brutes. They all take damage, more damage if you shoot them in the head. Apparently they didn't always, but it was all kind of a habit with me anyway to do. Yeah, see, I didn't get far enough away, so all those grenades just got me. Here I forget, you can't grab a armored, apparently, you can't grab Geth Pyros, which I guess applies to all armored opponents. So that includes Dragoons. You can't actually grab them. At least I can't grab Dragoons, but I know you can't grab Geth Pyros for whatever reason. My friends say that it's to even things out for the computer, but it makes no sense to do that when the computer has every advantage anyway. Yeah, I was not happy to see this. My controller ran out of battery power. I didn't realize it was that low. Luckily, I had one next to me that I could grab and start up very quickly. But oh boy, I was. So when you do this, when you play these games, put on the charger, man. I gotta all my batteries are now being charged right now, so hopefully that'll never happen again. But you know, never say never. You never know what tomorrow brings.
Hang on.
This is a good example of what I meant before. Grabbing guys is very important to the point where you really need to, you know, ignore all others. Problem is, I had a rocket trooper firing at me, so you know, I kept getting knocked back, and so you know, that really made it hard to do it. And also, this game's a little twitchy anyway when you do those kind of things. For whatever reason, it's like if the person falls next to cover, I have a tendency to go to cover opposed to rezzing them, which is nothing if annoying. Here we go, another escort mission. This one's not so bad. It seems all the bad guys started on the other side of the map, and so we basically ended up just walking this over, and what you know, we ended up walking this over and then just having to fight our way back, so it wasn't all that bad. So now that I think about it, I think when we come back, there's a couple of primes sitting there. So it's just like, oh my gosh.
Reception.
That's good. Nice one.
You may wonder why I use Warp on Prime. Warp doesn't do a ton of damage, and against a Prime, it's not going to do a whole lot anyway, just because it's they have no health. It's for all armor. But what it does also do though is it gives it a debuff. So they take more damage, and another person can hit it with a psychic, with another biotic blast, and it will do damage, even more damage to it. But that's why I do it. Because if you can't hurt it a lot, then at least debuff it so it'll help your teammates do the same. So once again, here I am. This is extraction. So I run to the other side of the map. Of course, what this does is it catches the attention of two bombers. So I spend the next 35, 40 seconds dealing with the bombers, which isn't too bad when it's just them, because it's a matter of, you see them jump up, you run the other way, or you run underneath them so that the bombs don't get you. Of course, my teammates aren't doing so well because, for whatever reason. It looks like one of my other teams there, he knew of the little trick about staying away from extraction. So I can get this guy. The bomber there, I think, was stopping. Oh, that was effective. So at this point, at 45 seconds usually, I'm like, okay, now it's a good time. 45 seconds, you can get there with really a lot of time. But also it says, if you get hung up, you got a good amount of time just to, at the very least, blow it up with a missile launcher. Whatever the problem is. So that's it. 20 seconds, and do pretty well with this one. Considering that I'm using the M8 Avenger, it's only a rank 4 one. It's not even a rank 10. So I'm surprised at how well I do, honestly. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys next time.